But now I'm walking tall again. No more circles, no more pain. Took my
Hello, everyone. I officially welcome you all to today's Catalyst African Town Hall. Wherever you're joining us from, we appreciate you. It could be morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on your region in Africa or around the world. Thank you very much. This is the Catalyst African Town Hall, a bi-weekly town hall discussing blockchain and artificial intelligence. And today we have an interesting topic that we want to discuss. Those of you who have been with us for a very long time, you notice that we started on, we were having some initiative or a program whereby we bring in the innovative guys or the innovative teams that are building on Cardano in Africa. One of our veterans that we started with is even on the call, Mr. Nzula. He started building the internet in the box, and from him we keep bringing people that are actually building on the Cardano blockchain in Africa. And today is not is exceptional, right? And we have two great entities that are doing very well in the Cardano ecosystem. One of them is the Accra Resource Center based in Accra, Ghana, and then we have Ekival. Ekival is in some East Africa, if I'm right. But the resource people will come on board, introduce themselves to us, and then let us know what they are building and how they are touching or changing the narrative when it comes to artificial intelligence, blockchain, decentralized finance, and banking, their own bank, right? In their small ways, they are contributing megally, hugely on the Cardano blockchain. So thank you very much for coming um, to today's African Town Hall. My name is Daniel, and my team is here with me. We have Madam Ifia, we have Obi on the call, we have Richmond, and we have um, Boaz who will be joining us very soon. These are not only our team members, right? The entire community, the entire Cardano African community are also part of our team. We have OBO2 in Nigeria doing amazing, very well. So that's us for today. So we'll start with the Accra Resource Center. I heard they celebrated their first anniversary since they start operating, and I'll hand over the mic to Madam Ifia to tell us what actually made her and the team to set up the Accra Resource Center, and share with us some of their milestones. Then after that, she can also give the mic back to one of her executives to take us through what they are doing or what they are building on the Cardano. So, Madam, if you are there, over to you. Tell us about the Accra Resource Center. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Accra Resource Center is one of the things that had come out of Cardano Catalyst funding. This is something that since I joined the Cardano ecosystem has been on my heart or mind to get a center whereby we can actually get to train people on blockchain, especially in Ghana and Africa on the whole. And actually, we are actually going beyond Africa, as Ezekiel would explain. So, since Fund 7 or Fund 8, I've been putting in, me and a couple of people have been putting in proposals each fund day. Ezekiel, who is my co-founder at the Accra Resource Center, came on board, and the Fund 10, and we restructured the proposal for Fund 10, but it still didn't fly. And at Fund 11, we did our homework well, and we're sponsored by Project Catalyst. And out of that, we've done a lot. The project was supposed to do just a little, but we've been able to expand had a number of cohorts of trainings. That is the aim. The aim is to get the place sustainable, whereby people can just come in and learn about blockchain, new technologies, and what do we have. So at this stage, I'll hand it over to my co-founder, who is also the programs manager for the center, who is also a very good tech person. So he will explain his background, where he's coming from, and how far we've brought Accra Resource Center. So I would hand over the mic to Ezekiel. He would introduce himself and then talk about 1 year Accra Resource Center, what we've achieved so far, and what we plan to do. Thank you.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm very, very excited to be here. My name is Ezekiel. I am a very, very close friend of Catalyst African Townhall. I come in from time to time. I've had an amazing time working with a lot of the team members. Daniel Ubio was in one of our very early meetings at Accra Resource Center, and he's been very, very resourceful in terms of providing insight and direction as to how to overcome some of these hurdles. And as a literal veteran in the space, it's been very, very wonderful to sort of have him to fall back on every time we sort of face any challenge. So yeah, I'm very excited to be here. So as Madam Efia said, I am the co-founder for Accra Resource Center and also the programs manager here. So last year, when we put in the proposal, last two funding rounds, when we put in the proposal for Accra Resource Center, we didn't know that this is how it was going to turn out. But once the funding came in, we decided that we're going to restructure. This place was originally sort of thought of to be a hub for training people, specifically with respect to the Cardano blockchain. But we saw what we had, we saw the opportunities, the space that we had, and then we decided to expand the scope of Accra Resource Center. And while still remaining a partner of Cardano and Project Catalyst and all the community members, we decided to expand our scope and make sure that we're bringing tech training to everybody in Africa for free for as long as we can with the funding that we have. We also decided to expand our scope and make sure that we will always make sure there is some sort of funding to keep running that. In the past 1 year, for the first cohort, it was Cardano specific training, and we run a 6-month training for a lot of individuals here who have been trained on how to integrate Cardano into their current workflows. We're happy to say that when a lot of people came in, some of them didn't even have any basic tech skills. So we had to quickly restructure our projects and make sure that they had tech skills, so that we could get them into the program, because we wanted everybody to sort of succeed over here. So that's the first thing. Currently, we have a second cohort running. Like I said, we've expanded the scope beyond Cardano to encompass the core skills that are needed, at least in the digital space. We're doing some graphic design. We're doing some data analytics. We're doing some mobile development, and we're also doing some web development. And in all of this, we try to sort of take Cardano and fit it inside. So we find a space to fit Cardano, especially with respect to the mobile and web development tracks, because we sort of saw a gap in the fact that people didn't know a lot about web development or mobile development, but we were teaching them about Cardano. And Cardano has to have like a real sort of value for people. It has to have like a place to anchor it in reality for people. So we decided to start a basics program. And then once you move from basics to the intermediate, we start introducing you to Cardano and how you can integrate Cardano into your workflow smoothly. We've also had a lot of wonderful collaborations. Catalyst African Town Hall was very, very resourceful in the first cohort. We've had Agbedus Consult, who has been our partner over here, sort of pushing us in other diverse areas. We've had a partnership with organizations like Google Developer Groups, Moblox in Africa. They are also very strong blockchain-oriented organization. And so that has been an amazing ride. Currently, in the second phase, or with our second round of funding, we all know that Cardano is in the build phase, and we're working on a small MVP. So I dropped a link in the chat. If the admin could open the link and share the screen with us.
Yes, a minute, please.
Yes, please. Yeah, so like as I was saying, we've had a lot of very interesting partnerships. Recently, we had a WADA in partnership with Prisma coming, and we are happy to say that we were able to host and run a very interesting program known as the Action Learning Journey Accra, which was very amazing. We had these wonderful people from Prisma who had a new way of teaching and training people. And within a 2-week period, it was roughly 3 weeks, we were able to get people from knowing nothing at all about building on Cardano to organizing a hackathon, to getting them to form teams, all the way up to getting them to build their first MVPs, products on the Cardano blockchain, and integrate them into the current workflow. That was also very exciting. We are very, very keen on ensuring that Cardano is at the heart of a lot of the things that we do, because we think that it's a technology that has a lot of potential, especially for the way things are done here in Africa. Provides the sort of freedom that we're looking for and the sort of autonomy that we want. So with our second round of funding, we decided to build RightChain. I myself am a biologist turned software developer, and I love building systems that are designed for the African tech ecosystem and for the African people. And so, as you can see over here, this is our landing page. It's live now. We're doing a lot of building. This is not fully live, but I can show it to you. RideChain is supposed to be a ride-sharing service, and we are very keen on ride-sharing. It's not ride-hailing like Uber and Bolt. It's a ride-sharing service, and it's designed to be built around communities. And so instead of having like dedicated drivers, anybody with a car can actually be a driver. You can be a driver for a day, you can be a driver for a week, you can be a driver for a month. You can decide that this will be your side hustle as you go to and from work. And the unique value proposition that we have is that we allow you to choose your starting point and your destination, to decide how many seats in your car you're willing to sort of share. We also allow you to determine your own pricing. And then we also allow users to choose which cars to search for cars, choose which cars they want to join, and also the driver to decide who they want to join their car or not. So we're sort of taking all that decision that Bolt and Uber and all those people have over ride-sharing services, and sort of give them back to the user, which is at the very core the philosophy of decentralized blockchain systems and what the Cardano philosophy is about. So think of this as building something that fits into the global Cardano economy. And also we are providing that as one form of payment in the system itself. We also have rights being the fare and the rights being sort of put into smart contracts, so that everything is locked away in escrow and everybody is treated fairly, basically. Currently, we are in the build phase. We've got a number of things completed. We are also in the phase of submitting all our milestones. The smart contracts have been designed. The systems have been put up. We're looking forward to partnering with people in the community and all over the continent to make sure that we build something that belongs to us. We build something that is owned and controlled by us, something that is truly based on the community. Some of these do not work, but Danny, if you scroll up all the way up, we're currently taking people that may be interested in the platform. So if you click on the join waitlist, you should get a form that pops up, and you should be able to at least submit your name, your email, and tell us whether you want to know whether you want updates on what is going on with right chain, and we will make sure to update it because we want to build this with the entire community. We want to make sure that forgive me, like I said, we're in the build phase, so some of these things might happen from time to time, but we want to make sure that this is available for everybody, and this is here to sort of fit into the Cardano economy and be something that we build for the general Cardano community. That said, our courses is in the second cohort. It's open. If anybody is interested, we will leave all our information here. We will make sure that for as many people as you have in your hubs, in your communities, as many people as you have in your teams and your groups who may benefit from learning some of these tech skills, we are always open. We've had people join us from Congo. We've had people join us from the UK. We've had people join us from the US and all over the world who are part of our student body or who are part of our trainees. And we are sort of giving all these skills out, and it's all out there. Another part that we're jumping into, I'm happy that Danny mentioned it, is AI. AI for everyday people. We've had some people who are in the corporate sector even coming, who are learning about AI to improve their workflows and to make sure that they can do their work and do it more effectively and not get left behind. And so we will share all of this again with the community. I'm sure my community manager, Edufua, will put all of it together and share it with you. Please follow us. Make enquiries. If you have any questions, please bring them on board. Let's answer them and let's build together and grow Africa together. We are very happy to be in partnership with Catalyst Africa. We're looking forward to more partnerships in the community so that we can all build together. So let's build a better Africa. Let's train our own, let's develop our own, and let's create our own economy centered around our own products. I am very privileged and I feel honored to have been invited to speak on ARC. We're looking forward to having a wonderful time with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ezekiel. This is very wonderful. And as a Cardano ambassador, I can't wait to go and share this at our ambassador meeting that was being built on in Africa. Although you are not yet done, but I can foresee the future and how it's going and how it's going to be like. And this is something that we'll be looking forward for. And it will be an interesting project. Amazing. I'm very glad. I'm very glad, and I'm very glad that we invited you to come and share this with the entire community. And this will also motivate other young developers here who are also thinking of use cases of Cardano. Right, amazing. I'm sure a lot of people might have questions that they want to ask you or contributions. Please feel free. You can just raise up your hand or unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and ask the team the question you have for them.
Okay, yeah. So maybe I'll start by saying congratulations to the team.
Thanks.
Madam Efia, this is awesome. I can recall when this was just an idea on the paper and when we were talking about it when we got funded and we're laughing and everything. It's beautiful to see what this is morphing into and like I always say to people, we don't know what we are building until when we start building. And it's obvious that in this 1 year, the direction has actually taken totally different from what we might have thought, but the mission is the same and the vision is clear. So thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for the presentation here. All right. So what I would want to ask, maybe not for me, but probably will give clarity to other people, is people may be wondering what is the relationship between the center and the right chair.
Awesome. So Accra Resource Center is actually the organization that is also building RightChain. So RightChain is a brainchild of Accra Resource Center. We realized that in Accra, there is, especially over here, the ride sharing services are becoming, outrageously expensive. Drivers are suffering. Passengers are suffering because the cost is being offloaded onto passengers, and passengers and drivers also do not have much say in the rides that they are sharing together. And so we decided that, listen, this is our own city. We know exactly how people think. We know the opportunities that Cardano provides. And so, having been in the space and being a part of the community, we saw the potential for Cardano, for what it could be as a solution to this problem. And then we decided that we wanted to put in a proposal for RightChain so that we could build this as a product that comes to give the, like I said, the power and the decision back to people to determine their own futures, to determine how they take their rights, and to determine who they ride with. We want the economy to be returned back to people as opposed to big corporations that have all our data and all our information.
Yeah, and to also add to this, Cardano is always looking at real use cases. So we're looking at things that can really make people understand that, yes, it's not like tech is there and people are there, but really developing something. So RightChain is a baby of Accra Resource Center. Accra Resource Center is a center where people come in, bring ideas, and then we help them to develop. So this is the first one, and we are praying and hoping that when the next funding rounds, we can do more of such things. We invite all
and
the
then
guys that
we're
we
also
train.
sorry, we're also hoping to support anybody in the community. If you need any technical support, if you need any technical support, if you need any if even a consult, right now we're willing to get on board with you and sort of help provide direction, and even sometimes help with auditing your project and making sure that you're on track. We happen to have a lot of wonderful developers here who have worked on actual products here in this country and all over the world. And so we are sort of right now in the position to help support people in terms of what you're doing with your project. And so if any of such things come up, we're willing to sit on a call and
Bring
also make sure that you have exactly the support you need in order to be very successful in the space.
Yeah,
Amazing.
thank you so much. And another thing I want to say, yeah, someone is asking for an email. Abdul is asking for your email and contact. I think there's a lot of potential collaborations here. I would want to see how Remosat can come in, how we can have talent sharing and all those other stuff. Yeah, with your hub and all of those stuff. Yeah, so
we want to work with Remosat.
yeah. So I'm seeing a lot of potential here, and then also maybe this is not the intention, but Madam Efi, I would say you've actually struck a gold that maybe this is just 1 year, maybe it's too early. Maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, you would see it clearly the way I'm going to say now. But I'm seeing Accra Resource Center morphing to become a catalyst, a Cardano incubation center. Because with what you've done already, that is what this is doing. So it's a resource center, and we've already produced one product, which is RightChain, an idea solving case problem, real problems in Accra or in Ghana. So the possibility is this resource center will actually see more unique problems. Some of these problems or solutions may come from your students, from the incubations, the hackathons you guys are having. And then you would also need to build the same way you guys have done for Right Chain. And if you do this 2-3 times, it means it has become an incubation center. So, and Cardano right now does not have any such in Africa. So maybe you've just stepped into gold here with the first Cardano incubation center in Africa. And this is likely what you're already doing with the resource center being the branch producing a brainchild, which is the right chain. I'm actually hopeful that we'll see more of this, and this in itself will evolve to become something even bigger than what you intended. But yeah, kudos. This is awesome.
Thank you very much. It's actually very humbling to see the support that is coming through. This is what gives us the edge and the fire to keep going. We'll make sure that, as we said, we'll update the community every step of the way. We're setting up our community social media platforms. We're also setting up a community portal on the Right Chain platform itself, so that we can continue opening forums and having conversations around it. We're also looking forward to when the MVP is out, to have people test it and come back with feedback and make sure that we're building this together with you, so that this is a product that is truly for the African community and for the African setting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel, and thank you for what you are doing and your willingness to extend your mentorship program to other members of the African Townhall community. Thank you very much. If you just join us right now, the speaker is from the Accra Resource Center, and they are doing wonderful stuff over there. Don't worry, the recordings of today's meeting will be available very soon, and we shall share with you in our community. If you are not on our Telegram group, we'll share the link with you to how you can join the Telegram group, so that you can get first-hand information and then the contacts and other stuff from the resource people. If you are on the call and you are into development, blockchain, hackathon, there's a championship that is going on currently, African Blockchain Championship. I just posted all the information you need to know about it to the group. I think Remo, that this will be very beneficial to you and your unified community team. The Sandbox team as well, those who will be interested in participating. There's a $2,000 prize to grab. So please, you can follow the links that I just sent right now. So the next resource person we have is Frederick. Frederick has been with us since day one, and he's also an amazing person doing so much work in the Cardano ecosystem, and we are glad he's an African and he's doing all this stuff. So Frederick, if you are there, kindly introduce yourself to those who don't know you much, and also tell us what you are building on Cardano in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And my name is Frederic, known as Gentil. I reside in Canada, but I do build and have a lot of other activities in Africa. On the Cardano blockchain, I've been involved with a P2P exchange. It's like, if I said, these projects are quite long going for Ekival. I started back 2018. I'll trace back Ekival to that. Why is it? Is because money transfer for the diaspora has always been an issue. So as a builder, I thought that could be one of the implementation, and that's what we did. I'll show a quick presentation here that I've presented. Maybe I've updated it. See if I can share. And then Ekival, basically, it's a P2P money transfer on the Cardano blockchain, and it allows to exchange across borders with hope minimum fees. It has been funded, so which means we got Catalyst funding, and then through it we're able to get more built. As you can see, let me see if I can do the slideshow. This is better. Can you see the screen? Yeah. Okay. Thumbs up if you do. If not, let me know.
Yes, we
Okay.
can see your screen.
Perfect. So why Ekival? Because Ekival are many comments by training. So the biggest issue with most of economic inefficiencies is about information. People would like to do something, but they don't know. Money transfer also kind of suffers from that because for every money that is sent, some equivalent balance sometimes may exist in the other direction. That's where the name of equival means. Equivalent meaning equal. So which means we kind of try to balance that inefficiency in terms of information through the blockchain, which is a publicly available ledger, right? So that's the whole point of being open. And what are the other benefits of having a blockchain implementation of P2P money transfer? Is because when you do transfers on other networks, they sometimes show you one cost. For example, the fees. They may tell you like, we are giving you $5 per transfer, 1%. Those are the fees. Sometimes they are obvious, sometimes they are not. Most of the time they are. And sometimes they tell you zero fees, 0%, zero, nada. However, there is something else which is a bit opaque. This is the place where we talk about the spread. This is what happens when they, for some reasons, when you do currency conversions, when you do mobile money instead of cash, in some other payment method, they still tell you that the fee is zero. However, this spread, both in money conversion and other little hidden fees, it can grow as far as even 10% of your cost. So that is, and also for some cases in Africa, it can go up to 15% of additional or unavoidable costs, both in the transfer. So where does Ekival fit into this? We see again, it's a matter of balancing the inflows and outflows. Because of the diaspora, some countries have almost equal balancing. For example, in Germany, you can see that there is an inflow of 16 billion that comes to Germany and 22 that goes out of Germany. Why is it so? Potentially a high number of people who migrated to Germany are still sending money back home, remittances, school fees. In the case of remittances will be the outflows, school fees, health treatment, investment in terms of acquisition of goods. So Germany could be getting in and out almost the same amount of money. However, when you talk about it in these money transfer businesses, for them, they see them as two different pots. So which means they would get in total around 40 billion of transfers, while in actually they are around 20 if you're to use Ekival, because that's the value that should be actually paid by the consumer. Yeah, by the consumer. Of course, the channels may be different, so they may not properly overlap, but this is to give you an idea also to where it came to be. Most other African countries, they're mostly into receiving a ship, so which means, again, we'll cover that as to why it's the case. I'll go fast. So in terms of also technology, the blockchain is new. However, even today, money transfer is exchanged through different means. Most of the digital remittances are those we know, mobile money, website. You're technologically savvy. You can use it on your laptop, your mobile, and so forth. However, there are some other ones that are non-digital. For example, you give me money, I sell you a plot in Africa, you give the money to my cousin, the little plot, that's the one you're going to receive. It's still money transfer because you actually exchange value. However, it's not digital, it's not visible. Also, sometimes it's also cash, both which are not digitally. However, in the blockchain, we're trying to not only add a little bit of that kind of hidden value into the digital world based on the Cardano blockchain. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. Just because when I present, I don't see the hands raised. We have now an implementation of the Ekival front as you will see it. It's basically a matter of, it looks like a DEX. However, when you think about it, the location will allow you to kind of find those channels. Somebody who has, for example, $500 in Canada, and he wants to send somebody in Accra the same $500, he may choose that they receive mobile money in Accra, and he sends the $500 on the blockchain. In this case, the equivalent of Cardano. ADA, or equivalent to $500. So he's going to basically be selling that ADA for exchange of mobile money. So you can see that it's actually an exchange, but in reality, it's going to be money transfer, because when you send that money through the mobile network and it gets validated, then the smart contract releases the ADA equivalent of the $500 to the recipient. So it's formulated as a DEX, but we have also other views that show it more of those channels from point A to point B. It's non-custodial because through this website, you basically get to start everything. You create your offer. Someone else takes the order, meaning you say you have 500 in for Ghana spending. Somebody else will confirm and deposit the 500 in ADA. And then it's non-custodial because at the end of the day, Ekival does not interact with you guys. It's very much P2P, and it's non-custodial in the sense that you only interact with your wallet. And your mobile money, also the transaction ID validates whether the funding has been sent. For the diaspora, that's what we're focusing on. Mostly now we're going in Congo, targeting the diaspora members and people who have students here paying their fees, and also some businessmen who sell and buy goods internationally. We have our roadmap that has been updated for quite a little while. Now we're doing the testnet as the front end, as you saw. Through the Catalyst funding portal, you can track the milestones we've passed with each milestone indicators and performance indicators achieved. You can see we've passed the backend stages. Now we're implementing the smart contract auditing, and we'll hope to get something ready by July for you guys all to test and see whether the functionalities we're proposing make sense. And within the WADA network, we're already kind of trying to prepare some recruitment for people to confirm the testnet functionalities as they are now. We got resources for Ekival. As I said, we were funded by Catalyst, but prior to that, I had funded it again from 2018 and also 2020. We have been funding the development of Ekival regardless of the funding of Catalyst, because I do believe in the purpose of this app. So I know P2P money transfer will solve a lot of issues and also reduce the cost of sending money abroad. And luckily, we also got funding for 99,988 ADA through Fund 11, which is basically allocated in the creation of the APIs and some marketing also for the later stage of the funding. We've already passed milestone 3, so which means we are almost done in terms of both what we are developing and what we're set to develop. A few setbacks. First of all, Congo, our team members in Congo were affected with conflict. Now our team members in Iran are affected with the conflict as well. So we are going slowly because we're kind of bootstrapping Ekival since 2018. Again, 2020 it's written, but personally I know I started in 2018. But we are going slowly, no pressure. We are waiting for Catalyst to grow as well, for Cardano to grow as well. There's Bluetooth 3. We're implementing new functionalities based on V3 of Cardano, so which means we are not fast, we are not late. We're actually following the development as all the apps can go, and we are implementing very innovative functionalities. We're in a hiring stage still. We have, again, the Accra Resource Center could be helpful here. We're hiring mostly Go language interns. It's a few 10, 20, between 25 and $30 an hour for those interns. And we hire them so that they both learn and give. So that's the purpose of the intern, is to get yourself knowledge while you contribute. And for in this case, we're focusing for the interns who are aware, knowledgeable on the Go language, because through the Apollo framework on Cardano, which is a Go-based smart contracts language, we can basically implement the Ekival smart contract. We have two versions. We have the Bluetooth as the you will say the framework, and then the Go for the implementation, because we know people will know more Go, but the smart contract developers, myself and Mix, we develop them in Bluetooth and we implement them in Go. We have also some translation from English. Now we are doing the translation from English to French. And also we will be recruiting some mobile money agents who know how to basically help the transfer of mobile money, because Ekival also is implementing mobile money in its processes. We have started talking and discussing. I see there's a dot. I don't know if it's a question. Let me know if it is. And we are already offering the initial stake pool offering, like 1%. I think you had seen we had collaborated with the Goma stake pool to offer around 1% of the total allocation through a airdrop. And I'm going to basically show where it's at. So when you go, I was checking, right, Shane, congratulations to the Accra, to the Accra Center. Let me go to Ekival. So when you go to the Ekival website, oh, sorry, it's kind of messing up. Let me just click here. I don't know why it's not clicking. Okay, let me stop sharing. Maybe I have to share my screen elsewhere. There it should work. Somehow clicking with this open. The airdrop also. So if you did delegate, I think it was up to December, time goes fast, almost 7 months now. If you did delegate to the Goma stake pool before the snapshot, you can go in and type in your address. Let me see if I had saved one. None of them. I don't have any. But if you are delegated, you can go and find your own allocation. It's going to be hard coded in the smart contract. So whatever Aki token you see, again, Aki will be used for paying the fees, getting discounts, and in the future also benefit sharing. When you see this portal, you can put in your address, both the stake address or the original address itself, both will work. And you're going to see allocation, and that allocation will be hard coded in the smart contract, so that whenever you launch on mainnet and you use Ekival for the first time, you can basically withdraw your Aki token. Whether you use it, whether you don't use it, you can just withdraw them. If you use them, then by the time you get your reward, you can also withdraw the original allocation. That's mostly it in terms of how it looks like. We have, since the last show I showed you, we have so far put in a few more of them, more user-friendly. And from it, you can, of course, create your offer and have other functionalities as well whenever you're connected using your Cardano wallet. Any Cardano wallet that respect the standards should be able to connect. That's mostly it in terms of presentation I had for today. And again, as I said, we're hoping to launch in July. And if you have any question, interest, or if you have somebody who has knowledge of Go, who wants to learn and practice on the smart contract and Cardano, let them reach out to me, and I'll be able to both either hire them as interns or even collaborate with them if they're just curious to build on Cardano. So that's it for me. Afia, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, Jency, I wanted to find out. You said you're going to high hub, so I wanted to find out how we can collaborate because I can't.
You're cutting through. I did not hear what you said.
I was just wondering whether we can collaborate because he said you need hubs for exchange and all those things. So
Definitely, yes.
yeah,
I'm
so it's one
focusing,
of the
even in
things.
Canada, when I'm hiring students and intern, I'm focusing on Africans and
Sure.
sometimes girls, if they're Black and African, I can also hire them as well. And I'm usually the one who also coaches them and mentors them, because they sometimes cannot directly understand the benefit. You know, the blockchain is something which people come in thinking that it's this very opaque, hard thing to understand, but it's very a matter of yes or no. Can you do this, yes or no? It's very simple validation steps.
Yeah, so that was what I wanted to find out. But you've really done well. And if you can share the links in the chat so that people can look at it properly, look at the site properly. And
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you too for having me. And again, anytime really in terms of collaboration, we're always open. And I do think that especially when people is in Africa and they want to learn more about what is the blockchain, they should not miss an opportunity to either ask me or ask AdaX also, that is our friend Dan. We have a very, very practical implementation of blockchain application that people can come and look into for inspiration for yeah, anything really. We're open.
Yeah, Frederick, can we, because so I think there's a lot of potential collaboration. One is the hiring, but I'm seeing something beyond the hiring that I would like us to have a conversation on. Can we probably have can I send you an email for a potential meeting, and then we can take conversation from
Yes, yes, I'm sharing my email in the chat. And I'm also available on the WhatsApp group, Telegram. Through WADA, you get me quickly. Yeah.
us?
Amazing stuff are happening, but until we invite them to the town hall to talk, you may not know what is happening in the ecosystem, but amazing things are happening. And Genti, thank you very much for accepting our invite to share with us what you are building in the community. If you just join us, don't worry. You get to you get a full video of Genti's presentation in the Accra Resource Center, the amazing thing that they are also building. We'll be sharing the link, the video. We'll upload it on YouTube, share it on all our social media. So don't get worried. So that is it. And a quick announcement that I think some of you might know already. And those of you who are not aware, Cardano Summit 2025 is officially announced, and this is happening in Berlin. Cardano Summit 2025 is happening in Berlin from 12th to 13th November 2025. So look out if you want to attend the flagship, which is in Berlin. That is okay. If you can't, there will be a regional Cardano Summit as well. Watch out for that announcement. Watch out for that announcement, right? We want this to come to Africa because most of us can't travel to Europe to attend such events. A lot of obstacles prevent us, especially when it comes to getting visa to travel to Europe, right? Yeah, you become challenged. So now there's a regional event coming, Cardano Summit Region Africa. So watch out for the announcement and where it's going to happen. And let's keep preparing. And I would like to see all of you in person at the Africa Summit. We appreciate you all for coming to today's meeting. We don't want to take much of your time, but we promise you that at our next African Town Hall, we are bringing another great people who are also doing amazing things on the Cardano blockchain, right? Building on the Cardano blockchain. We'll be bringing them to the African Town Hall. So look out for the announcement as well. Our next meeting is going to happen on 4th July. That's 2 weeks from now. So please put it in your calendar, 4th of July. If nothing happen and nothing stop us, then that is it. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We'll be keeping you updated over there. As for officially, I forgot to ask if somebody have a question for Genti for his presentation, but I'm sure uh, well, yeah, share this handle. So if you have any question or any clarification or collaboration addition, you can reach out to him through the email that he has shared, right? So officially, we have brought the African Town Hall to an end, and I'm sure each of you have enjoyed the today's session, although it's very short, but at least some of us have been challenged, some of us we have been enlightened, some of us we have gotten some idea on what we should expect, and then also got to know that there's nothing like impossible, right? Nothing like impossible. Once you set it, you head where how a little idea from Accra is now taking flight. And that's amazing. So thank you very much, and for Remostat's willingness to collaborate and partnership with the teams. And I'm sure some of you too. Mr. Nzula is doing so well. Laurentino so is also doing so well in Burkina Faso. She also has a lot of students under her that they're also doing amazing. One of these days, we will also bring Laurentine on board so that you also get to know the amazing things that she's doing in Burkina Faso. And doors are always open for collaboration partnerships as well. So thank you very much, all of you, for attending today's African Town Hall. Like I said earlier on, our next meeting is on the 4th of July. Officially, we'll stop recording, but we can stay behind. You can stay behind and let's have a chat if you want to.